Okay, just done a bit of a sound check. Microphone seems good. Why is it every time I start a video, walking down this stretch, a bloody tram comes? So we are going to be going a bit further afield today. Just because last weekend I was kind of struggling for a spot. Nowhere felt decent enough, and then we literally ended up just over there, a little bit further down. That's the little snippet of wildland. But yeah, so today we're going to some woodland called Hemlock Woods. Now if you Google the Hemlock Stone, there is a massive stone. It's unfortunately got a fence around it now, and it's got like some druid significance and stuff like that, so it's always been a pretty cool place. There's also some mountain biking trails up the top there, which I did used to ride, but they made them all slightly more jumpy, and I'm not really a fan of being airborne on a bike. I like technical stuff, I can do descents at speed and things, but yeah, just it's not the one for me. Hopefully this new mic is blocking out some of the wind, as I lost the dongle for the other one last week at the beginning before it even started bloody recording. So last week we cooked some ramen noodles. The recipe was provided and is available from Red Swede Outdoors, and he cooks on the Trangia as well as me. So today is one for using up leftovers. So I had some leftover gammon one time, and I thought, what can I do with this gammon? I was getting sick of eating it in sandwiches, sick of putting it in wraps. I thought, what am I going to do with it? And I thought, well, I've had ham and pea soup before, which was quite nice. So I literally just made a ham and pea soup. Really simple. I'm going to show you how we do it. But I have got quite a distance to cover, so I'm not going to chat too much at the beginning, because you've seen most of this area before, but I'll probably tune back in once we're halfway up the forever hill. It just seems to go on and on and on. So about halfway up the hill now, as you can see from behind me. It's just a steady climb. It gets a little bit steeper up at the top, but we're not afraid of a little hill. Backpack is a little bit lighter today because of the ham and pea soup being leftovers, and it's a really simple recipe, so everything's rather light, probably about 2k lighter. I could have made it even lighter by taking some of the things from the Trangia that I'm not going to be using, but I kind of like having it all with me, you know. I don't know why, kind of like carrying the whole spot. But yeah, just a little bit lighter. Farmer has now cut the oats down, took the oat toppings, or whatever they're called, the oat seeds I suppose, and then he's left the hay, which he'll come and collect at a later date, which will be sold and used for cattle feed and stuff like that, I expect. Or is it straw? I don't know what the difference between hay and straw is. Now I want to know what the difference between hay and straw is. Hey Siri, what's the difference between hay and straw?
Here's an answer from mentalfloss.com.
The biggest difference between straw and hay is that straw is a byproduct of... Oh no, it's disappeared. So we're saying that it's the byproduct of cropping, and hay, I believe, is just like grass. We will have to double check that, but it disappeared because I got a notification for something else, which is just perfect, isn't it? You know, in the middle of educating myself, and it's bothering me now, so I'm going to have to check again. Hey Siri, what is the difference between hay and straw? Hey Siri, listen to me. Hey Siri, does anyone else have this bloody trouble? Hey Siri, what is the difference between hay and straw?
Here's Here's an answer from mentalfloss.com.
Is a byproduct of crops, not the crop itself. So one's a byproduct and one's actually grown for itself, for its own purpose, and this is a byproduct of something that's grown for another purpose. Got it. That hill flipping kills me every time, especially when you're waffling on. But anywho, let's plod on and I'll be back shortly. So just walking down one of the places where I've cooked before. I've cooked up there and I've cooked there as well. I kind of preferred the area down there because it was right off the beaten track. It's literally just in that bush up there. That's where I nearly died falling off that log. I was trying to climb over some piece of rotten wood and it just gave way. But over there was really good. I did like that. It'd be good to go back with one of these mics and see whether it drowns out the sound of the road, because while I was there it sounded okay to me because I'm kind of used to the road. Do you know what I mean? So it was yeah, once I'd come back to edit it I was like, oh bugger, because the cars were like constantly noisy, and always have a little bit of music for the video, just some soundtrack that's on the iMovie app, and yeah, it was quite loud. Now I brought you back because if you look, my t-shirt's worn out. That's how long I've had it. This backpack, it was gifted to me, you know, along with loads of different bits and bobs that I've accumulated for free. I did pay for the Trangia. I've probably had it for about 18 years, I think. I was trying to figure it out the other day from the first time I bought it. And the reason why I bought it is because we went cycle camping, cycled out to this place. I believe it's called Barrett-on-Soar, not sure, but it was a pretty cool campsite. And I'm thinking, yeah, we're just gonna, like, you know, stop over the night and we'll go to the pub and get some grub or something in the morning. Or, well, that wasn't the case. They'd all brought food and stoves and stuff, and I think I'd bought a tin of beans or something and no stove to cook it on. So I ate my beans cold out of defiance, because I kind of thought that we were going to be going to a pub to get some food. You know what I mean? I could have grabbed a sandwich then for the morning and stuff like that, but no. So anyway, back to it. This dude pulls out this Trangia and he cooks a tagliatelle carbonara on it. And I was just like, what is that stove? I must have it. So I saved up some money and I bought one. It got used about twice in the whole time that I had it, until I started this channel, and I just kind of got it out of the shed. It was literally in the shed, dusted it off, made sure all the pieces was there, and I set off with stove in backpack. I was using old camping chairs. I literally carried an old camping chair with me as well in the beginning, yeah, so it was, you know, you can do it on a budget just to get outdoors. I mean, even this selfie stick that I'm using was gifted to me, you know. The saw that I used to cut the pieces of wood when trying to make that tripod, that was gifted to me. The backpack was actually gifted to me by a friend who's, I think I've mentioned it before, he's not very well at all. But I do need to contact him and say, dude, your backpack's been going out. It's going on adventures. Come along with me, you know, that kind of thing. But I've not had a chance to see him yet, so. But yeah, you can do all this on a budget, like my t-shirt. It's not a technical t-shirt, it doesn't wick sweat, it's just a cotton t-shirt. It's worn out. But you know what? It's fine. It works. It covers my man boobs, which is definitely what people do not want to be seeing. So yeah, we're going to go a little bit further now. It's not much further. It's probably about another mile, I expect, and then we'll be at the Hemlock Stone. I say, oh chap, anyone for a spot of cricket? Oh, they've all just gone to the pavilion. That didn't work very well, did it? I was trying to get a snippet of them all playing cricket and they've all buggered off. Anywho, this is Bramcote Park. We're going to be going up through the woods here because it's just a nice walk, getting up into that bit of woodland. Then we're going to cross over the road and we're going to go to what's called Hemlock Woods. Depending on how busy it is, depends on whether I'm going to go up to the trigger point, because that's where the riders ride from. I don't really want to get in their way, but yeah, we'll plod around the woods and then we'll get some food cooked. But that's not something you see every single day. Just walking up the hill here and 4 motorbikes have just come up a footpath. Oh, yeah, you're right. And I think one of them's broke his bike. So if we do see his pals, I will let them know that he's down there stuck. I don't think his bike can handle it. It's not really an off-road kind of bike, so I'm not quite sure what the crack with that is. I think he might be going back down. Yeah, his mates were up at the top. They're not supposed to be up here, but that's it, man. Say it again. Did give me a middle finger. What a lovely gentleman. But yeah, hopefully we can get up into the part that I'm thinking of, which is over the other side. But yeah, man. Whew, that set of stairs there is absolute beast. We call it Vomit Hill because we used to ride up it on mountain bikes, and if you got to the top, you'd feel like you were going to want to vomit. I mean, they shouldn't even be on here anyway. It's a footpath. I don't even think it's a bridle way. I wouldn't even expect horses to be allowed to be on here, but it could be a bridle way, but I doubt it. I don't think I've ever seen a horse up here, but now I've seen a motorbike. But hey, I'm sure someone will report them. I mean, I'm not too bothered about it. They're not doing me any bother. But yeah, this is classed as Bramcote Woods. It's a nice bit of woodland, and I've not brought you in here before. This is about 2.5 miles away from my house, so really lucky to have it. You do have to put a bit of work in to get here. A couple of hills, but you know, I think I've exhausted the local areas that are closer to me. So kind of just gonna plod on and see what's popping. So I've come across some unwittingly travellers who seem to be a little bit lost in the woods. So we're going to try and get them out of here. This is Eve and Jenny. And they need to find a friend for one of their foraging challenges. Scavenger hunt. So we're going to help them. Well, I'm now their friend, and I'm going to help them get out of the woods. So these ladies have got tasks to perform, like Taskmaster. They're going around. They've had to do all sorts. Get a bug on your finger, flip 4 heads on a dice, make a friend. All these things that their friends set them. I think that's pretty cool. It's definitely a good way of getting outdoors. So yeah, that was a bit of fun. Helped them complete some of their tasks. Hopefully they win. Go team. But anyway, here we are at what is known as the Hemlock Stone. It's a giant piece of, it's got a sandstone base, I believe. And I'm going to walk up this stonking hill. Just because I can. Like I say, it's had some druid influence over the time. There was reports years ago of people dancing around it. Oh, I should have gone round. Holy moly. And here we are, look. It's pretty cool. It's kind of like a part of the sandstone ridge. Like, when was it, that cave? It's the same kind of sandstone. And I'm going to take a little picture of this and then I'll do a bit of a write-up in a bit as to what it says. But first, I'm going to catch my blooming breath. So as I said, there is designated mountain bike tracks through here, so I'm not going to bother going up to the top. I've already seen 2 people come flying down, so I'm assuming that it's a little bit busy there. But what we're going to do is we're going to go around the back on the right hand side of the stone. It goes down a little bit and then it skirts round to the left, and we're going to be trying to get as low down in this woodland as possible. We're going to go past some jumps. That is for the bike park, so I'm not going that way. I'll go this way. Yeah, I'm going to go past some jumps, and then further down at the bottom is where we're going to be heading. But look, it does say here, it's clearly marked as a so there's certain areas of it. There's 3 lines basically. You've got the OG line, which is one of the originals that's been there for the longest. You've got the tech line, and then you've got the middle line, the free ride line, which that one goes into a massive big step up, which I've never had the balls to do. So there's a cemetery to the side there, Ramcut crematorium, and there is a couple of riders there, look, going back up to the top. But yeah, so ideally it's down there that I want to go. So I've never been down there, so it may be a big nothing, but it may very well be something decent. So we're gonna go right round, and we'll be back shortly when I want to show you this really steep drop off bit. Now I would love to set up here, because just look at this big drop down there. Now you can actually see the side of this massive cliff. If you do come around here, just please be careful, because it is very steep, and the trick behind staying safe on things that can just drop off rather rapidly is don't look where you don't want to go. That's always helpful. But yeah, there's some massive cliffs here, look. And one of the actual bike tracks comes across the side of that, like that way. It's a really cool place. I've not been in here for ages. I found a mini cave. Now I wouldn't be able to get into it, and to get up to it is quite difficult, because that's actually a lot steeper than it looks. But I've never noticed that before, because I'm always cycling when coming through here. So yeah, it's quite nice to be walking through here for once. There is some jumps down the bottom here that have they've been there for years. They've been flattened a few times, but they just rebuild them. You know, you can't stop people doing something they love. Now this though, that really breaks me. Look at all that rubbish they've left. All of that just left in the woods, man. That's disgraceful. I haven't got enough bags with me to take all of that, but as usual I will fill a bag and take it with me. But that's just, you know, it's probably half the reason why they keep flattening it. Oh, they got some building. That just used to be a field there. It looks like they're building something. So the trigger point's up there at Hemlock, and sometimes the bikers do come down this really steep bit, but we're heading down to the bottom there. So yeah, as always, this channel is just about getting outdoors. So yeah, it's pretty simple. Just go for a walk. You don't need to go and cook anything. You don't need fancy equipment. You know, like I say, the stuff I've had is either gifted to me or I've had for a long time. I mean, just look at this place. It is fantastic. I'm not quite sure what they're building in that field there. Makes me kind of wonder where they've got access from. It must be access from the main road. Try and keep the sun out of the bloody screen, that would be great. So the jumps that were here aren't here no more actually. All of this was jumps. Looks like it's been flattened, which isn't too great. But let's see if we can find a little spot further down where we won't be bothered. I mean, there used to be a big berm here, like a catching berm, but even that's gone. Let's have a look down here. I spent a lot of time in here riding over the years. I used to come over every single day, do a couple of runs and that, but I kind of fell out of love with it. Kind of just gave up on the hobby, just got a bit bored. Prefer to go for a walk now. Life's a bit slower paced when you're walking. You see more things, like that little cave. I was going to go and investigate, but I don't want to fall over trying to climb up it. But yeah. So this is quite low down in comparison to where we were all the way up there. So let's go. I did just see some bike tracks, so someone might possibly have been here recently, but you know, maybe not. Oh, there's a bit of a swamp there. So that means we are pretty much at the lowest point. I think we're good here. I think we are good here. Yeah. Looks pretty sweet. So here we are. This is where we're going to be doing some ham and pea soup. Now, I was watching a video the other week and somebody said it's always good. Hello, Mr. Spider. Harvestman. How cool is he? Come on then, off you go. Where are you? You don't want to go to my armpits, mate. That's the last place you want to go. I'll be sweating. Go on, you go over there. So you need to look out for, when you're setting up a spot where you're going to sit, is something called a widow maker, which is like any dead branches that could fall from above and take you out. Now, there is a bit of a breeze today, and looking around, this branch here is very dead. And if anything was to fall on that, it could possibly hurt me. So I am actually going to move over to here where there's no dead branches above me. Now, it's not where I wanted to be, but it's where I am going to be. Adjust. Yeah, we'll do it here instead. Right here. It's very sandy around here because of all the sandstone. Right, let's get set up. So we are all set up. I have turned on my mosquito repeller. I'm not sure how good this is. but it does also work as a power bank, which is always handy to have. Fire's just started. That's staying there. I don't need the torch on. I'm pretty sure I don't need the torch on. So I'm going to pop that under there, so hopefully that'll keep the mozzies away from me. If not, I do have some spray, which I'm going to get ready just in case any wasps come and bother me. I do normally get a few waspy roonies. Now, I'm not going to speed this one up because it's literally so simple. You're going to get some sort of ham. Doesn't matter what it is. When I first did this, I used gammon. Doesn't need to be gammon. It could be slices of ham, whatever, just chopped up. It'll work perfectly fine. And a tin of mushy peas. A bit of water, and you're gonna get yourself. Oh, I've got some herbs, spices. I got a bit of mustard and some mint sauce as well. Now I can't remember whether I put mint sauce in the original one I did, but I kind of just threw loads of stuff together and it worked. So it was really nice. I'm just trying to think if there's anything else I need out of my bag at present. And of course I've got some hot sauce ready, just in case what I've prepared isn't enough. But in the spices, let me try and remember what we got. We got coriander, parsley, cayenne pepper, paprika and garlic. All about half a teaspoon each, I think was the measurements. Now I did kind of screw up. I've got nothing to eat this from. I forgot to pack a tub to eat it out of and carry any of it home, so I'm going to have to eat all of what I make before moving, which isn't really a bother. So first things first, we're going to get the mushy peas out of the can. These mushy peas, cheap as chips, they literally cost me 43p, and this is going to be the base of our food. Yes, and yes, I did bring a tin opener with me just for the ease of it. Just makes it all that little bit more simple. A bit of dirt in there already, but I suppose when you're outdoors you kind of expect it. So I've just spotted a red ant, which could be a bit of a problem. But anyway, let's get the mushy peas in there. Ooh. No, you're not. You're going to throw your ham everywhere. In it goes. This was just some gammon that we had last night. I deliberately cooked it last night because I knew I was going to use it for this. Now, when you're putting your water in, you're going to do it in small increments. I think I put 300 ml in last time, and it was a little bit watery. So we're going to go for 200 ml, which should be about that much of a Lucozade bottle. Yep, we'll leave it at that for now. We can always add more, but we can't take it away. If you do add too much, don't worry about it. Just let it boil off. Let it boil off. The longer it simmers, the thicker it gets. I'm going to just give that a little mix. And while that comes up to the heat, let me show you around. In fact, no, you can bugger off. I am going to pour a beer. I've been sweating my backside off getting here. I did come round a long way, granted. So this is my English Pale Ale. You can get the recipe for that on the other channel. It didn't go amazingly. It tastes fantastic, but I had trouble carbonating it, which I won't yak on about, but English Pale Ale. As flat as a witch's tit, but fantastic flavour. It's been bouncing around in here for the last 3.8 miles, so it is a long one, much longer today, but now that's coming up to the boil. Let's show you around. Ah, it smells great already. There is another spot down there that I liked the look of, but I thought to myself, it looks like it's been camped before, and it even looks like there's a bit of burnt wood there. So I was like, it's not really much point. Let's show you this the boggy bit. Let's jump over this tree. Some blackberries there. And yeah, look, you got the pea soup, as we call it, which is kind of funny considering I'm doing pea soup. It's that kind of like small aquatic plant that grows everywhere on stagnant waters. Get it on the disused canals and all sorts. But yeah, I mean, this is a good place to come and explore, I reckon. Maybe come back. I mean, I'm spotting loads of litter, look. There's just no need for it, guys. Take your bloody litter with you. Ooh, I found a fungus. Not sure what it is, but I'm sure I'll be able to find out. Something's been chowing down on that one. Okay, that's bubbling away quite nicely. Now, it is the peas that's going to literally, and the water, peas and water. Now, I don't know if this is how it's actually made. This is just something that I've prepared before and really enjoyed. Obviously I did it at home, it wasn't on the Trangi stove, but now in with the herbs and spices. It does seem like a lot of herbs and spices there. Ah well, we'll just bosh them in. What's the worst that could happen? Now we're going to need our mint sauce and mustard. I know I put mustard in last time, but I didn't put any mint sauce in. Again, if you do try this, do let me know what you think. It's always good to know what people think of the recipe. Ouch, that's hot. Spitting at me. Oh look, a wasp. Typical. Get gone, I will spray you, brother. I will spray you. Get the lid off ready. You will not have my pea soup. We're going to add a little bit more water. So probably 250 ml at the moment. And we're just going to let that cook for a short while. But what we are going to do is we're going to put the simmer ring on, because that flame's a bit mental. And we're just going to want that to simmer and let the herbs and spices cook into it. So this is something that you could easily prepare on a campsite or in your local woods on a stove. Now I have seen some Trangi style stoves that look pretty much the same on the, like, you know, Temu and AliExpress. It'd be good to get one and try it against the Trangy. See if it's up to if it cuts the mustard, so to speak, because the Trangy, when I bought mine, I believe it was £70. They're now about £80 to buy. Some a little bit more. There's different models and all sorts. Now you could, like I did before in an older video, you could literally just make a tripod and use the burner from the Trangy to be your stove. All you need to do is get something that build a tripod, which I did try and I failed, and I kept it in the video because it's funny. And you know, you could literally just go cook in the woods with just a burner if you've got bushcraft skills, unlike me. Now, I will try again, but that wasn't the purpose of today. There will be another time where I come out with no equipment. Like, I won't have the what's the word, most of this setup. I'm literally going to have this, and I'm probably going to do something simple like this, or maybe another pack of ramen that you can just kind of add things to. But like, literally, it'll be the burner and this, and we'll see what we can do with it. You know, we shall see. I'm going to let this simmer for about another 5 minutes, and then it's going to be ready. It's thickening up again a bit. It's really, really looking good. I'm tempted to try it. I'm going to try it, but I'm going to let it rest for a minute or two, otherwise I'll burn my flipping taste buds and I won't be able to taste anything. So we'll be back shortly when it is time to eat this. Got a thorn in my finger, little bugger. So yeah, this is about ready now, I expect. Come on, Mr. Spider. You really don't need to be on me, do you? Do one. You'll notice there was no salt in this recipe. Now that's because the gammon is salty itself. And the salt comes out of the gammon when you're kind of creating this now. So this is ready. I'm going to have to eat off, or out of, one of these. But what I'd need to do first is turn this flame off if I can. I'm not going to use that because that's plastic. That's a bad idea straight away. I've used a twig to hold that so we can close this thing off. Well, that didn't go according to plan. Right, need a better twig. Just turn that flame off as it is no longer necessary. I can take that twig out now. Okay, got my beer, everything's in, we're ready. We are ready. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to eat out of this, minus the sand. It is literally like sand here, tons of it. And I'm going to put this into a pan that's not as hot. There we go. Let that cool down over there. And I'm going to scoff some ham and pea soup in the woods with a beer, away from the maddening crowd. With a beer that I made myself. Tastes great. Right then. I need a picture of this. So that is that, absolutely demolished. I figured out I could eat out of the tub that had the ham in, so it was all good. Pardon me. It worked well with the mint sauce in there. It gave it a little bit of a tang. If you're not fond of spice, don't put the cayenne pepper in. It's not necessary if you don't want it to be spicy. Again, no salt used because of the salt that comes in the ham or the gammon. But yeah, that was really, really nice. Hello to all new subscribers. I hope you're all doing well. I'm just going to sit here for a short period of time. I kept looking behind me a minute ago. There was a couple of jays in the tree. Now, I like birds, and jays are quite rare. You don't see them all that often. They're really quick, they're very shy, and I think this is the woodland, the only woodland I've ever seen them around here. Now, I used to live over in that direction, or is it that direction? Anyway, over that way somewhere. And there was a resident woodpecker. It was awesome to watch, but it was bloody annoying as well. It was just like da-da-da-da-da-da all the flipping time. And there was like a buzzard as well. Big buzzard, but I think it was a bit backwards because it didn't really ever catch anything. It always seemed to miss, or it just come down to the ground and it'd be like, oh, where's it gone? Like, looking around. Poor sod. But there is a couple of bits of litter around here that I spotted over there. We're going to pick them up, bag them and tag them. Freshly squeezed juice. 2 litre bottle of pop or something over there. And we're going to take that with us. And we're going to clear up some of the shite that everyone's left down there. There's just no need for it, man. These places are for enjoying, relaxing, you know, getting away from all that jazz. And we've been quite out of the way here, not seen a soul. A couple of birds, wasp or two. There's always a wasp. Should be called Wasp Cook Wasp. Anywho, I hope this microphone's actually helping. I nearly had to come without one, but yeah, I purchased these the other day. I did try them out on the other channel. There's lots of insects here. Don't even know what that was. It can go away though. But yeah, I used all grain mustard. I probably wouldn't advise using all grain mustard. I think something like Dijon mustard would be a bit better because it would mix in better. I'm having to pick all the mustard seeds out of my teeth. But yeah, we're gonna get packed up and gonna go home. But first, I'm gonna drink a couple of beers, chill out. I'm in no rush, and always I'll be going home and cooking dinner for the kids. Yeah, nice little spot. Might walk up to the trig point though, but it's a lot of effort from this side. It's a lot easier from the other side. that's us packed up. We have covered over the area where we've cleared, so we've left no trace that we're even here. And now we're going to go clear up some other buggers' rubbish. So as you can see, we've got nearly a carry bag full. I've got a bit of room left in my pack, so I could probably stuff a bit more in there. I'm going to head out now to the part where all that litter was, and we're going to take as much of it as possible. Can't take it all, but you know, we can make it look a little bit better. Look, another bottle that's not in its natural habitat, and a glass bottle over there. I think they need to come with us. Like a San Miguel bottle. Crikey, there's better beers than San Miguel, people. Watch me get a cease and desist from San Miguel now. So yeah, that's us almost out. Still attached to the tripod, which is why you've got a real good view of me. But we're gonna fill up this bag with rubbish. I can get down that way by the look of it. I mean, this is probably half the reason that the flipping trails here was crushed, because of all the litter. You know, the people who do the mountain biking up top there, they've actually got permission to be on the land and build, and they've also got, what's the word, liability to have to remove the waste. I don't know what that is. Some metal shell of some sort. Where is all that litter that we saw from up there? That's the ridge line we were walking on, up there. So you can see it's quite a big drop. So do be careful if you do come to Hemlock Woods or Browncut Woods. Okay, here's the rubbish. It's quite steep either side, so probably gonna have to go back the way I came, but let's get some of this cleared up. As we do. As we do. Small dent on a big problem. I do like these woods, so probably be back, come clear some more up. But a lot of that rubbish was new. It was literally like fresh, no dirt on it or like that. So people need to be a bit more respectful of the outdoors. You know, it's not guaranteed. I've said it before, I'll say it again. They put fences up all the time, and we lose little snippets of this wonderful place. Sounds all whimsical and cliche, but you know, you've got to really respect the land around us. Made it look a little bit better. Can't actually get up that bit, it's really steep. So I'm going to go back the way I came, because it's not worth hurting yourself for the sake of a video. Yeah, there we go. Walk, cook, walk. Ham pea soup. Cleared up a bit of litter. Had a bit of room in my backpack, so we did take some extra. I'm just going to put it in the bin. Simple as that, which is where it should go in the first place. But yeah, this is probably the reason why these jumps have been flattened numerous times, because they just don't look after the area very well. So yeah, I'm sure I'm off home now. I'm a bit knackered. Nice long walk, climbing up hills. That's 4.3 miles so far. It won't be as long back, I don't expect, but let's go. Okay, ladies and jelly bugs, that is it for today. I'm off home, cook some dinner for the kids. That's about 4.4 miles. And it will probably be 2.5 to 3 on the way back, because I did go the longer way when getting here. Took you through the woods over the other side of the road as well. I think I've come up too high here. Yeah, I have. Don't carry on going the wrong way. Oh gosh, here we go. Now, there's always a laugh to be had, isn't there? Last week it was my ankle, flipping uneven ground, just disappeared below me. Right, we're back on the track now, which is here. And yeah, gonna go home, sort some food out for the nippers, and contemplate what to cook next week. If anyone has a suggestion on what they'd like to see me cook, doesn't matter how technical it is. If it's able to be done on the Trangi, then I'll certainly have a go. Even if it's going to be a challenge, like I can't really do anything that's baked. To my knowledge, I don't think there's a way of doing something that's baked. Steamed, maybe. Could possibly do something steamed. I have done a shakshuka before, which you pretty much poach egg and mince, make it into like a little meatball. That was really good. But yeah, if you got an idea what you want me to cook, put it in the comments, or you can send me a message on Instagram, walk cook walk. Or even if you've got any questions about the kit I'm using or stuff like that, drop a comment. I'll be happy to engage and share the knowledge if I can. So until next week, take it easy. I'll see you all soon.